Spoiler alert warning. For those of you who haven't watched the show, definitely watch it, or I'll have timestamps on the bottom so you can skip ahead. Imagine being 14 years old and being told that you have to operate this massive nuclear powered weapon, and you were instrumental into saving the world. And if you didn't do that, the whole world would cease to exist. Would you do it? Would you go into this machine for the better of humanity? Would you be scared? Would you be nervous? Would you want to run away? That's the premise of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Shinji, a 14-year-old boy, is put in an impossible situation and forced to by his controlling father, since he's part of this very powerful government and technological agency that's meant to create these mechs, which are borrowed alien technology fused into giant robots known as EVAs. And they're supposed to be the ultimate killing machine to battle these invading aliens or monsters kind of fusions that are attacking the planet. And it shows you the cost of war and how heavy it is. Welcome everyone to another AZ Ray video. And today we're going to talk about Evangelion. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this anime, other than because it's just one of my favorites, I think people miss a couple things about the show, and that this show was essentially about child soldiers. UNICEF reported from 2005 to 2022, over 105,000 verified children under the age of 18 were recruited for different conflicts around the world. It's a lot of people, 105,000. So these child soldiers are a real thing. And in this sci-fi dystopia anime, does a good job of talking about all the hard issues, the pain, the physical struggles, the trials and tribulations that they have to go through. And do the children agree with the conflict? Do they have a choice? Can they oppose the conflict? They're forced to be soldiers, and they have to be a good soldier. If not, they could suffer various kinds of consequences. And that's why I think Neon Genesis is such a powerful anime piece. I was a fan of the anime series, and I also am a fan of the movies. I think the movies did a better job of giving us more depth into the universe and allowing us to explain and understand that Shinji, the lead character, was put in this impossible position. And spoiler alert, Shinji was going to destroy the world, but not intentionally. He was just frustrated and he just needed a release. He was an introverted kid that was trying to find power where he was powerless. His father abused him verbally, physically, and all he wanted was the love and admiration and respect of his father. He wanted to feel validated and important and have control over things. He didn't treat Asuka, the greatest, who is potentially the romantic lead of his in the anime. It's a tricky situation. It's an impossible situation, and there's going to be mistakes in the process. And so that's why I think Neon Genesis is such a powerful show, because it's all these kids coming together to go in an impossible situation to try to essentially save the day. And the films do a much better job of kind of balancing out the heart and making it a little more brighter on certain parts, even though, of course, certain parts are completely dark and horrendous. But it just tells you the costs of war, And then that show shows you through all this dark stuff. Once again, another spoiler alert warning. So many of the characters go through physical, sexual abuse, and it's just heartbreaking. And this is just some of the costs of war. We're only getting a small glimpse from this small team of people. But if we're going to be honest, I'm sure conflicts and war and different revolts across the world are just as chaotic. And the costs of war aren't pretty. There is no winners in war. Even if you win and you declare yourself the winner, you can post your flag up and be like, yeah, we won. But it always comes at a cost. People always die. People lose their lives. They lose their sense of self, and these children lose their childhood, right? And it becomes a traumatic experience. And I would argue that war is the most traumatic experience of all.